Now the problem with the gravitational potential energy is that it depends on the mass of the other planet also. Like let's say you're talking about Earth and Moon, or it will be better if we take the example of Sun and Pluto. Let's say this is Sun and we're talking about Pluto. Now Pluto's mass is very small because Pluto is a very small planet. These days we are considering it as dwarf planet now. So it's very small planet. So the mass is very less. So it would be having a different variation. Just assume that the position at which Pluto is not feeling sun's pull, let's say tomorrow there is another planet coming from outside and that planet is big in size, it is equal to the size in Jupiter, let's say, so that mass becomes very big. So obviously it means that the point where Pluto is not feeling the gravitational force, because the mass of the Pluto is very small, that big planet as Jupiter might be feeling force at the same location, which means that this chart that I have drawn here, like here the potential energy is 0, here it is negative 10, 20, 30. This is Pluto's perspective. Possibility is that it will be different in the case of Jupiter. Now, how to get rid of this discrepancy? So what we do is we say that we do not consider any planet anymore. So I am not interested in Pluto. What I would be doing it, I am just considering unit mass there. So I will say that let us define something else rather than gravitational potential energy. Let us define gravitational potential. So gravitation potential. Now, what is that? So gravitational potential is basically the potential energy per unit mass, or you can say that I would be taking this mass as 1 kg. So the formula will become negative G capital M divided by R. You can clearly see we have just got rid of this mass M. Clear? So if I'm not talking about this mass M, then it will be known as gravitational potential. So now we are not even talking about any planet. We are only and only considering sun, and these are all positions. So there is no mass actually placed at that point. And we just create another chart and we say that, okay, fine, according to this philosophy, at this point, the potential is zero. As per 1 kg is concerned, it will not be feeling any force at this point. Pluto might be feeling, Jupiter might be feeling, but 1 kg is not feeling. So this chart is again created. This is 0, this is minus 10, minus 20, minus 30. But now these are potentials at various positions. So you can compare 2 points. Like this point, we will say V1, this point, we will say V2. So the questions will be how much is the work done if you are moving from V1 to V2. If you are not having 1 kg mass there, if there is a planet which is having mass 2 into 10 to the power 25 kgs, so what is happening to that? So accordingly we can find the work done, we can find the potential energy, and we can find the potentials and all that. So in this video I just want to clarify like what is potential energy and what is gravitational potential. So this is potential energy, in which the formula is, like, you are not neglecting this mass m, so we would be considering negative gmm divided by r, and when this m is taken to be 1 kg, we can say then there is another formula that you have. This is written as gravitational potential at certain points. Okay, so now we would be moving next, and I would be discussing about the actual definitions given for the potential energy and for the potential in your books, and we would be discussing that now. Okay, so how do you define gravitational potential energy? Now, listen to this. This is the definition given in the book. The gravitational potential energy of two bodies is the work done in bringing the bodies to their present position from infinite distance. What is actually happening is potential energy is the energy which is stored in the system when we are doing some work. Like for example, in the case of springs, like we are stretching the spring. So I am applying a force. I stretch the spring, and when I do the work there, so that work is stored as potential energy inside the spring. Similar thing will be taking place in the case of gravitation also. So now what happens is, like, there are two bodies which are at infinite distance. One is this, another is this. These two bodies are infinite distance and they are not even aware of each other. So they are very, very far away. They are not interacting with each other. Now I have to bring these two bodies near. Let us say I'm comparing two positions. Number one is this position, number two is this position when this body is brought to another position. Now at this point, they are now interacting with each other. There is some energy. Now there will be some force. So I have to bring it, like there will be force, isn't it? Like gravitational force is there. Otherwise, why the body would be going there? So work is done now. And this work is stored in the inside this system as gravitational potential energy. So this is how we define it. So it is the work done by the gravitational force in bringing this body from infinity to this point. Okay, and that work done is now stored inside the system as gravitational potential energy. Okay, similarly we are going to define the gravitational potential now. How? The gravitational potential at a point P in the gravitational field. It means like we are talking about a position, and we are indeed not using any planet or any mass there. We are just referring to a position in the gravitation space, is the work done per unit mass. Now we are not using any planet. It is the work done per unit mass in bringing a small point mass m from infinity to that point P. Or we can say in bringing a unit mass from infinity to that point. What is the work done? That is gravitation potential. Okay, so to close this video now, because we have already done the definitions. So potential energy formula will be negative of gmm by r, and gravitational potential will be negative gm by r. This is like for two bodies at certain position, like one body is here, another body is here, and as per the potential is concerned, there is only one body, the another thing is just a position in the space. Okay, or we can say that the mass is 1 kg. That's it. So this is gravitation potential, and this is potential energy. This is it in this video. Thanks for watching. All the best.